Aurora Audiobooks presents an unabridged recording of Storms over Blackpeak, written by Holly Ford and read by Natalie Beran. The moral right of the author has been asserted. This performance is owned by Aurora. Chapter 1. The bus door hissed shut. In the empty car park, Callie Jones stood and watched the intercity coach turn back onto the main road and dwindle slowly into the vast brown distance. Turning to consider the deserted cafe behind her, she tried to decide whether her budget would stretch to another coffee. The door of the cafe opened. A woman came out, cloth in hand, and began to wipe down the tables. Job done, she glanced across the car park at Callie. "You want anything, love?" Callie shook her head. The woman picked up her sandwich board and carried it inside. Callie watched the open sign on the door turn to closed and heard the lock turn. God, she hoped they remembered she was coming. The last motel she had seen was a good 2 hours up the road, and the late autumn sun was already sinking behind the mountain range to the west. Shading her eyes against it, she peered south, the way the bus had gone, but the road was empty. She realized she didn't even know which direction to look. Was that a car coming now? She swung around to watch an old farm truck chug slowly out of the north and turn with a crunch into the car park. Coming to a halt beside her, the driver wound his window down. "You must be Callie." Must she? She was pleased to hear it. "Hi," she smiled quickly. "Hi." The driver smiled back. "I'm Ash Fergusson." There was a graunch as he pulled the handbrake on. "Dad sent me to come and get you." Callie hesitated. "Mr. Fergusson?" she tried, unsure of the right protocol in her new situation. "Ash," he replied with a frown. "There's only one Mr. Fergusson around here, and he's back at the house." Callie looked at him. So this was her new boss. One of them, at least. He was certainly a big improvement on her last one. The eyes looking back at her were a warm and friendly brown, and his short fair hair and tan skin echoed the sun-scorched colours of the mountains. Wrenching the door open from the outside, he hopped out of the dust-covered ute to reveal a checked shirt, torn jeans, and the build of a loose forward. "Sorry you had to wait," he said, smiling again. "That's okay. The bus got in early." He scooped up the bag beside her feet, hefted it effortlessly over his shoulder, and glanced around. "Is this it?" He sounded surprised. "You don't have any more bags?" Callie shook her head. She was travelling light. Rather a lot of her clothes, she realised as she folded them neatly to pack, had begun to look like something you cleaned a house with, rather than in. Having weeded out everything with more than one unintentional hole, there wasn't a lot left over. And even if there had been time to go shopping for more, she'd already had to spend the sum total of her life savings so far on a decent pair of gumboots.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?